So let's talk about the positives of Donald Trump being president and being so erratic. It's very much reminds me of the Reagan administration. Part of the reason the Soviet Union fell is because of the arms buildup, and we basically bankrupted them with that. And they were dumb enough to go into Afghanistan. We also radicalized the population there, and they got stuck there for years and they bankrupted themselves. So there's an advantage having people like Donald Trump as president. Because right now, a bunch of dictatorships are looking around saying, this guy is actually crazy. Now, he has his own negatives, Donald Trump. He tries to be Vladimir Putin's friend. Vladimir Putin is not interested in being your friend, Donald. Anytime Donald would take actions to maybe help our European allies, Russia then saber rattles and says, we're going to start World War III, saber rattle, nuclear weapons. I forget whatever the answer was. Now, if anyone's been paying attention since they've invaded Ukraine, they haven't used nuclear weapons. Ukraine even invaded and took parts of Russia. They haven't used nuclear weapons. So a person looking at this, every time you threaten World War III and everyone else and just say, hey, I'm going to use nuclear weapons, it's a fairly safe bet to say they're full of shit. I'm a big believer in mutually assured destruction. So if they would use a nuclear weapon, it would be the dumbest thing imaginable. Because that would be the end of them, and then it'd be the end of everybody. But I also keep in mind, you don't want to make them too desperate because that would probably change the math if they felt their grip on power was really threatened. And Vladimir Putin, who's an is not suicidal. But now China's looking at it and they're like, well, Donald Trump knows that China is the biggest long-term threat to the United States. And Xi just saw what happened in Iran, and they're like, well, Donald Trump's not playing around. He will use military action against countries that he feels are a threat to the United States. I mean, I'm a big believer in the peace through strength, but it can go overboard if you have the George W. Bush's mentality of peace through strength means attacking countries illegally, which to some extent could be argued what Donald Trump did because Iran never attacked the United States and they didn't actually have a nuclear weapon. And the consensus of the U.S. intelligence agency is they were not building a nuclear weapon. But their enrichment got too high, and the United States said, fuck international law at this point. I mean, it's kind of a joke now anyways, let's be honest. I mean, all the UN has done at this point is just destroy countries like Libya and giving the United States an excuse to wage war without congressional authorization. To be honest, I don't even know why we still pay for the lights to be on. But if we could just deter Xi from trying to take Taiwan, that would mean Donald Trump managed to get one of the world's superpowers to not invade another country illegally. Keep in mind, the regime in China doesn't give a damn about human rights. They rely on regimes like Iran for cheap oil, and they have concentration camps. And they also partner with the worst regime on the planet, North Korea. That should tell you all you need to know about that regime. So apparently Donald Trump is implementing the Nixon madman theory very effectively, while successfully getting rid of USAID, which is destroying the United States' ability to project soft power into the world. Never mind the poor people who might die because of these decisions, but apparently the United States is expected to take care of the rest of the world, and a lot of people who follow geopolitics were doomsday scenarioing everything Donald Trump did. He still might doomsday everything, who knows? But as of right now, in the recording of this video, with the successful operations that has happened in Iran, all the enemies of the United States have somewhat been put on notice.